tapping your fingers on the left arm of your grandfather's chair, salvaged after that final family feud. It was mental, you were told, of the brutal day of the division of your grandmother's few otherworldly goods. A small marble table with hairpin legs, 2 pairs of glasses, an old ring, its facet eroded, a pair of knitting needles and half a scarf, a painting of 2 horses staring into nothing, faded and scarred within their chipped frame. Sentimental value comes at a high price. A snifter of Hendrix on your right, you put on your grandfather's glasses, heavy rimmed, black, with glass that has lost its gloss, and stare into a fog until your eyes go sore. You see his face, serious face, clean shaven, eyes always framed in black plastic. Seated in his chair at strict times, while sober nourishments were served dutifully for the hour. If anything, leave me their glasses. With the glasses came the chair. His glass is still resting on your nose. You lean back to smell the cookies, or is it cake? And clean linen and feel that dependable cool breeze through the old beautiful house. Before Gran moved to live by herself some years later, by choice and yet not, into a 4th floor condo of a grey building. It was in the old house that you did not like your Gran, who told on you, sharing your secret with your mother, while laughing behind her hand about your wish to pack your little pink suitcase and live with them forever and ever. You have but a few clear memories of that old house, creamy yellowy brick, its greenery attached, the plant sanctuary, where your granddad revered his geraniums and orchids, where children, grand or not, were barred by his glass and his gaze. The peeking, not getting caught, when he was in a trance, cherishing a cutting, or through his persistent care with daily droplets of water, reviving a discarded plant, saved from a bin just a week before. It was your adventure of the day. And then, post potatoes, veg, and meatballs drowned in gravy, he would be seated in the faux leather, dark green, and plump armchair, tapping his fingers, awaiting his daily medicine to heal the heart. 1 cup of very black coffee and 10 sips of Genever with the evening news. He would and he could never pass on and over to the other side, wherever loved ones go, as strong and stern as they come. He did, with his glasses on, when his fingers and heart stopped tapping. It was then that Gran, doting wife since the first war, revived and bought 2 skirts at one time and cooked at her palate's and stomach's request. With her husband gone, she flourished like an orchid in second bloom. She decided, by herself, she would downsize to 2 rooms, enough for 1 adult and many family visits, with a hairdresser, shops, and of course, a fishmonger in view. The van moved basics plus 1 faux leather, dark green and plump armchair into the concrete home. It was then you learned to love her. Her wit and great appetite. Herring, fatty and salted with onions, cake and cookies until sugar was banned. She could roar, shamelessly and loud, a youngster's laugh, at your father's silly jokes, your dog's quirky behavior. She then happily moved into a home. Pointless tears on your part, what did you know? Obsessive knitting and eating, speeding with her walking rack, observing co-residents, sharp as a razor, or sleeping the afternoon away. Quick kissy and cuddly welcomes, then straight on to reviews, tales to tell. The man who pulls down his pants each time dinner is served, like clockwork. Or the man who has the hots for Gran, but needs to work on his manners. Get me out of here or kill me before I turn into that, she sighed. Mad as a hatter they are. While you eyeballed each other during that last meal you shared with old people's food served in pans. When you were startled by a scream, "Help me, somebody help me," by a lonely soul who had no need other than for attention and understanding, your Gran shouted, "Shut your gob," leaving you in adoring horror for standing up for her right to have her dinner, undisturbed, shoving 2/3 of what was meant for 5 onto her plate, forking a chicken breast into her mouth, tearing it to bits, a twinkle in her eye. "Shall I cut it for you?" he asked. "I see no reason why," she said. How you loved her with a fervent passion as she ended a near century that night, her belly full and mind at ease, slowly drifting away in her sleep.